Have you noticed that walking just isn't as easy as it used to be? Meet Evelyn, a 74-year-old retired teacher from Seattle who once loved her morning walks along the waterfront. But over time, climbing stairs felt like an uphill battle, and even short strolls left her feeling fatigued. Like many others in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, she faced the frustrating reality of declining mobility. But here's the good news: her story didn't end there. Evelyn discovered something that changed her life. Walking isn't the only way to stay active and independent. In fact, research from the National Institute on Aging shows that there are alternative ways to maintain strength, balance, and overall well-being. Some of these methods are just as effective as walking, maybe even better. Today, I'll share 5 science-backed activities that can help you stay strong, energetic, and mobile, even if walking has become a challenge. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments, where are you watching from? And if you're looking for more practical health tips for seniors, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now, let's start with a surprising alternative that transformed Evelyn's daily routine. 1. Simple leg exercises. A small effort, a big change. When was the last time you truly felt confident in the strength of your legs? For many people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, simple actions like standing up from a chair or climbing a few steps become daily challenges. If you've ever found yourself hesitating before getting up or feeling unsteady on your feet, you're not alone. But here's the good news: regaining strength doesn't require intense workouts or expensive gym memberships. In fact, small, simple exercises can create a huge difference in your mobility, balance, and overall independence. Evelyn, a 72-year-old woman from Seattle, knew this struggle all too well. She had always been active, but over time, she started noticing little signs of weakness. Getting out of her favorite armchair took more effort. Walking across the kitchen felt tiring, and stairs became something she avoided. The fear of falling started creeping in, and she worried that she might lose her independence. But everything changed when she discovered a set of simple leg exercises that she could do right from her chair. At first, I didn't believe such small movements could make a difference, she admitted. But within weeks, I felt stronger, not just physically, but mentally too. Science backs up her experience. Research from the Mayo Clinic confirms that no matter our age, our muscles can respond to gentle exercise. Dr. Michael Carter, a leading expert in geriatric health, explains that strengthening key muscle groups can improve mobility, prevent falls, and help older adults maintain their independence. And the best part? These exercises don't require special equipment, just a sturdy chair and a few minutes of your time each day. Let's start with the most essential movement, the sit-to-stand exercise. This simple action strengthens your thigh muscles, which are crucial for walking and climbing stairs. To begin, sit on a firm chair with your feet flat on the ground and your back straight. Slowly push through your legs to stand up, using your arms for support if necessary. Then, lower yourself back down in a controlled motion. Repeat this movement 5 to 10 times, several times throughout the day. It may feel challenging at first, and that's okay. When Evelyn started, she could barely do 3 repetitions before feeling exhausted. But by staying consistent, she gradually built up her strength. Now, she can stand up from any chair without hesitation. Once you're comfortable with that, it's time to add another simple but effective movement, the seated leg lift. Sit up straight with both feet flat on the floor. Slowly extend one leg straight out in front of you, keeping it parallel to the ground for a few seconds before lowering it back down. Then, switch to the other leg. Repeat this movement 10 times per leg. Evelyn liked to do these while watching her favorite morning show. I imagined my legs gently dancing along with the hosts. She laughed. What she didn't expect was how quickly this small exercise improved her balance and made walking feel easier. Of course, safety always comes first. If you feel any sharp pain or dizziness, stop immediately. It's important to listen to your body and take things at your own pace. Keeping a sturdy surface nearby for support can also help you feel more secure. And don't forget to breathe. Many people unknowingly hold their breath during exercises, which can lead to lightheadedness. The key to success is consistency. Even just 5 minutes twice a day can make a noticeable difference over time. The goal isn't to become an athlete, Evelyn says. It's to stay independent and continue doing the things I love. One of the easiest ways to build a habit is to pair these exercises with something you already do. Try them during commercial breaks while watching TV, or while waiting for your coffee to brew in the morning. Evelyn found that adding them to her daily routine made them feel effortless, like second nature. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to leg strength? Drop a comment below, and let's support each other on this journey to better mobility. And if you're worried about balance, stay tuned. Next, we'll explore gentle movements that can help you feel steadier and safer every day. 2. Mind-body exercises. The hidden key to strength and balance. Evelyn had always been a practical woman. She believed in straightforward solutions. And to her, exercise meant lifting, stretching, and moving with effort. So when her friend suggested she try something as gentle as seated yoga or tai chi, she scoffed at the idea. How is breathing and moving my hands supposed to help me walk better? She chuckled. But little did she know, this simple practice would completely transform not just her mobility, but also her outlook on aging. The moment of realization came one evening when Evelyn tried to pick up a book that had fallen under the coffee table. She reached down, expecting her body to respond smoothly. But instead, a sharp stiffness in her back made her hesitate. That hesitation turned into frustration. Is this how it's going to be from now on? She thought. It was then that she decided to give those gentle exercises a chance. What she discovered surprised her. The beauty of mind-body exercises, whether it's seated yoga, tai chi, or even mindful stretching, is that they don't just work on the body. They also train the mind to move with awareness, control, and confidence. Studies from the National Institutes of Health have shown that just 15 minutes a day of these practices can improve balance by up to 45%, significantly reducing the risk of falls. But Evelyn didn't need a study to tell her what she could feel for herself. She started with something simple, seated arm circles. Sitting comfortably in her chair, she gently lifted her arms and moved them in slow, circular motions. At first, it felt almost too easy. But as she focused on synchronizing her breath with the movement, something changed. She noticed tension she hadn't been aware of before, tightness in her shoulders she had learned to ignore. As the days passed, the movements became smoother, more controlled, and even enjoyable. Encouraged by this progress, she added another exercise, the breath-synchronized shoulder lift. Sitting with her feet flat on the floor, she inhaled deeply as she lifted her shoulders towards her ears, then exhaled slowly as she let them drop. This simple motion, combined with controlled breathing, had an unexpected effect. It relaxed her, melted away stress, and made her feel lighter. She wasn't just exercising her muscles, she was calming her nervous system, bringing a sense of control back to her body. What makes these exercises so powerful is that they are adaptable. Unlike high-impact workouts, they can be done anywhere, while watching TV, sitting on a porch, or even in bed. For Evelyn, the key was making it a habit. She dedicated 5 minutes every morning before breakfast and another 5 minutes before bed. It became a ritual, a moment of self-care that she looked forward to. One evening, after a few weeks of consistent practice, she reached down for that same book that had caused her frustration before. But this time, she did it effortlessly, smoothly, without hesitation. It's funny, she thought. I didn't realize how much strength I was regaining until I needed it. If you've never tried seated yoga or tai chi, now is the perfect time to start. Try this simple movement right now. Sit comfortably. Take a deep breath, and as you inhale, slowly raise your arms to shoulder height. As you exhale, gently lower them. Feel the stretch, feel the control, and most importantly, feel the connection between your mind and body. The beauty of these exercises is that there's no such thing as being too old or too stiff to start. Every small movement counts, every deep breath strengthens, and every mindful motion brings you one step closer to better balance and mobility. And if you're wondering whether you can do this at home, absolutely. Many community centers offer free chair yoga sessions. And there are plenty of online videos designed for beginners. So, have you ever tried mind-body exercises before? Share your experience in the comments. And stay tuned, because in the next section, we'll dive into another powerful method for staying strong without relying on walking alone. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to like and share this video with someone who might need it. 3. Smart movement. Unlocking strength through small actions. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to sink into your favorite chair and stay there for hours? It starts with a simple thought, I'll get up in a minute. But before you realize it, the day has slipped away, and your body has hardly moved. Evelyn knew this feeling all too well. She had always been an independent woman, taking pride in her ability to stay active. But over time, she noticed an unsettling change. Getting up from her chair took more effort. And even short walks left her feeling exhausted. The idea of movement became daunting rather than natural. One evening, as she reached for the remote, she felt a dull stiffness in her knee. It wasn't sharp or painful, just a quiet reminder that something was changing. When she tried to stand quickly, her body hesitated. Is this how it starts? She wondered. A little stiffness today, a little weakness tomorrow. And then suddenly, movement becomes a struggle? Determined to reverse this trend, Evelyn made a simple commitment, to move every hour. No matter how small the action. She started with something almost trivial. Each time she took a sip of water, she would stretch her arms. At first, it felt like nothing, but after a few days, she noticed a difference. Her body felt more awake, more engaged, encouraged. She took things a step further. She loved watching her favorite crime dramas in the evening. But instead of staying still during commercial breaks, she began marching in place. It felt odd at first. But soon, she looked forward to it. She added small movements throughout her day, stretching her legs while waiting for the kettle to boil, rolling her shoulders while reading a book, standing on her tiptoes before sitting down. Evelyn didn't realize it at the time, but she had discovered a scientifically supported strategy. Research from the CDC shows that older adults spend an average of 10 hours a day sitting, often more than they spend sleeping. But here's the good news. Just 2 minutes of movement every hour can improve circulation, joint flexibility, and muscle strength, reducing the risks associated with prolonged sitting. She wasn't the only one making small but impactful changes. Her friend Margaret, who had recently taken up chair yoga, found another brilliant way to stay active. Every time I put on my favorite music, I do a little movement, sometimes just tapping my feet, sometimes a gentle sway in my chair. It's amazing how something so small keeps me feeling light and flexible. David, a retired teacher, created a routine he called the commercial break challenge. Instead of watching ads passively, he would stand up and march in place. At first, I felt a little silly, he laughed. But then my grandkids joined in. And it became a game. Now, I don't even think about it, it's just part of my day. Then there was Robert, a former pianist, who had a unique way of integrating movement into his routine. While waiting for his tea to steep in the morning, he performed slow, controlled toe raises to strengthen his calves. He even turned brushing his teeth into a balance exercise by standing on one leg for a few seconds before switching to the other. The beauty of smart movement is in its simplicity. You don't need a gym, fancy equipment, or a strict schedule. You just need to infuse movement into your daily routine naturally. Checkmark during TV time. Stand up and stretch during commercial breaks. Checkmark while on the phone. Walk around the room as you talk. Checkmark when waiting for food to cook. Do light knee lifts or side steps. Checkmark before getting out of bed. Flex and point your toes to wake up your muscles. Checkmark every time you sit down. Stand up and sit back down 3 times before settling in. What surprised Evelyn the most wasn't just the physical benefits, it was how her confidence changed. Before, I used to hesitate before standing up, worried my legs wouldn't respond the way they used to. Now, I don't even think about it. Movement is second nature again. To keep herself accountable, she placed little reminders around her home, sticky notes on her coffee table, a soft bell alarm on her phone every hour. Each reminder was a nudge. A gentle push toward a healthier routine. And the results spoke for themselves. Her doctor noticed an improvement in her balance. And she felt a new sense of vitality she hadn't experienced in years. Now, here's a challenge for you. Pick one daily activity and add a small movement to it. Maybe it's tapping your feet while brushing your hair, stretching your arms while waiting for your coffee, or standing on your tiptoes before sitting down. The goal is to make movement effortless and automatic. What small action could you add to your routine today? Share your ideas in the comments. Your tip might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And stay tuned. Next, we'll explore how the quality of your sleep plays a surprising role in improving mobility. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to like and share this video with someone who might need it. 4. Sleep habits that support mobility. Now, here's something that might surprise you. High-quality sleep can be just as crucial for your mobility as exercise. Do you remember Evelyn, our adventurous grandmother from before? Well, she made a fascinating discovery. Her ability to move freely wasn't just about staying active during the day but also about how well she slept at night. For years, she thought the stiffness in her joints and the sluggishness she felt in the morning were simply signs of aging. But when she started prioritizing her sleep, everything changed. According to a study by the Sleep Foundation, older adults who get high-quality sleep experience a 40% improvement in balance and coordination the next day. Think about that for a moment. While you sleep, your body is actively preparing itself for better movement. This is because sleep is when your body repairs muscle tissues, strengthens neural connections, and reduces inflammation, all of which are critical for mobility. Evelyn didn't believe this at first. But after struggling with stiff knees and occasional dizziness, she decided to experiment with her nighttime habits. She made a few simple adjustments and, within weeks, she started noticing changes. She no longer felt groggy in the mornings. Instead, she woke up with energy. Her balance improved, no more slight wobbles when getting out of bed. And her daily walks felt easier, as if her legs had been recharged overnight. Her secret wasn't in taking sleep aids or making drastic lifestyle changes. Instead, she built a recovery ritual before bed, small, mindful habits that prepared her body for deeper rest. First, she adjusted her bedroom temperature to a cooler setting, around 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which research suggests helps the body relax faster. She also switched to breathable blankets, making her sleep more comfortable. Next, she dimmed the lights an hour before bedtime, helping her brain naturally transition into sleep mode. Instead of lying in bed scrolling through her phone, she started practicing gentle chair yoga and deep breathing exercises, releasing tension in her muscles and calming her nervous system. Finally, she replaced her usual late-night tea with caffeine-free chamomile, which not only helped her relax but also became a signal to her body that it was time to wind down. One morning, after following her new routine for a few weeks, Evelyn stepped out of bed and realized something surprising. Her knees didn't feel as stiff as they used to. She stood up with ease, stretched her arms, and felt an unusual sense of lightness in her body. "I never imagined that sleeping better would help me move better," she later admitted, but it made perfect sense. Muscle repair, inflammation reduction, and even balance control all happen while we sleep. If you're looking to improve your mobility, don't just focus on daytime activities. Start with one small sleep adjustment tonight. It could be as simple as setting a consistent bedtime or trying a relaxing pre-sleep ritual. For those who tend to overthink at night, Evelyn swears by this trick. Keep a small notebook by your bed and write down your worries before sleeping. This simple habit clears the mind and prevents restless nights caused by overthinking. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to getting good sleep? Drop a comment below. Your experience might help others facing the same struggles. And stay tuned for our final section, where we'll explore how strategic exposure to sunlight can further enhance your mobility and overall well-being. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to like and share this video with someone who could benefit from them. 5. Strategic sunlight exposure. A hidden key to mobility. Evelyn had always been an early riser. For decades, Her mornings started with a quiet cup of tea by the window, watching the golden hues of dawn filter through the trees in her backyard. But after turning 74, she began to notice subtle changes in her body. Her legs felt weaker. Her balance wasn't what it used to be, and even short walks became a challenge. Determined not to let age dictate her independence, Evelyn started researching ways to maintain her mobility. She tried gentle exercises, adjusted her diet, and even improved her sleep routine. But something still felt missing. That was when she stumbled upon an unexpected piece of advice from her physical therapist: strategic exposure to sunlight. At first, she was skeptical. How could something as simple as sitting in the sun help her move better? But after diving into research, she discovered an astonishing fact: vitamin D plays a crucial role in muscle strength, balance, and overall mobility. A Harvard Medical School study confirmed that seniors with sufficient vitamin D levels had 30% better muscle function than those with deficiencies. With this newfound knowledge, Evelyn decided to make a small but meaningful change. She began spending 15 minutes every morning on her porch, soaking in the gentle sunlight while enjoying her tea. The fresh air, the warmth on her skin, and the quiet moments of reflection became her favorite part of the day. Vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, is vital for calcium absorption and bone health. But its impact goes beyond just preventing osteoporosis. It directly influences muscle function, reducing the risk of falls and improving coordination. For older adults, a simple daily dose of sunlight can work like a natural mobility booster. However, modern lifestyles make it difficult for many seniors to get adequate sun exposure. Evelyn realized that for years, she had unknowingly deprived herself of this essential nutrient by staying indoors too much. Like many others, she assumed she was protecting herself, when in reality, she was inadvertently weakening her body's natural support system. The key to benefiting from sunlight lies in timing and consistency. Experts recommend 10 to 15 minutes of sun exposure between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. when UV levels are moderate but still effective in vitamin D production. But what if going outside isn't always an option? Evelyn got creative. On cloudy days, she moved her favorite chair to the sunniest spot in her home, near a large window where natural light streamed in. During winter, she invested in a light therapy lamp to simulate sunlight exposure. She even set up a sun corner in her living room, decorated with warm colors and plants to create a bright, inviting space where she could read, stretch, or simply relax. Evelyn didn't stop with just sunlight. She started combining her morning sun routine with light chair exercises, adding gentle leg lifts and stretches while basking in the warmth. The results were remarkable. Within weeks, she noticed an improvement in her energy levels, posture, and even her mood. Sunlight exposure also helped her sleep better. Research shows that morning light helps regulate circadian rhythms, making it easier to fall asleep at night. This, in turn, gave Evelyn more energy for her daily activities, creating a positive cycle of movement, rest, and well-being. While sunlight is beneficial, safety is essential. To maximize benefits while protecting your skin, avoid prolonged exposure. If you're outside for more than 15 minutes, wear a hat and use sunscreen on exposed areas. Stay hydrated by bringing a glass of water with you. Choose the right time. Early morning or late afternoon sun is gentler on the skin. And most importantly, listen to your body. If it's too hot or uncomfortable, find a shaded yet bright spot. Not everyone has a porch or backyard, but you can create your own sunlight-friendly space indoors. Where in your home do you get the most natural light? Can you set up a cozy reading nook or a small area for light stretching? Evelyn transformed her morning routine simply by being intentional about sunlight. This small adjustment, combined with other movement strategies, helped her regain confidence in her mobility and overall well-being. Mobility isn't just about walking, it's about nurturing your body through smart, simple choices. Whether it's strategic sun exposure, chair exercises, or mindful stretching, small actions can lead to big improvements. Which of these strategies will you try first? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're interested in more practical health tips for aging well, hit the like button and subscribe. Because staying active and independent is possible at any age.